Hello everybody, I am Savita Govilkar and I am actually driving the implementation of SSA initiatives for my company for the states of India, and we have actually started implementing in some of the states, and this is what is based on our experience. Since we are short of time, let me get back to the presentation immediately. The way I have structured this presentation is that I have divided the education industry segment in focus groups, their objectives, and how information technology can value add and actually help them to achieve their objectives. Now roughly let us divide them into 4 segments. The population that is actually imparting the knowledge to students, these may be teachers, professors who are directly in touch with the students, and they are in contact with them, and they are the ones who are getting day-to-day feedbacks from them. Then there are education administrators, there are education policy makers, and there are education fund managers. Now let us look at the first segment, that is the population that imparts the knowledge. This is comprising of teachers, professors, instructors, assistants and guides, and these are roughly their objectives. The objectives are that connecting the knowledge to life outside. These are very revised objectives, that the latest thinking is that students must not become exam oriented and just pass the exams, but they should get the knowledge in the educational institutes which will help them to settle in their lives, and it should help them to actually have better lifestyle and reach the whatever objectives they want. The learning should not consist, so it should move away from the rote method. Means again, they shouldn't be exam oriented. The learning process itself they should enjoy. It shouldn't just become a memory test. Continuous knowledge upgrade of the system. The system should be such that there are a lot of advancements happening. The system should be such that it is very easy for anybody to incorporate anything new that needs to be incorporated in the system. The curriculum should be developed, should be such that it leads to the development of the child as a person and not just to get the marks in the exams. There should be uniformity in the classroom teaching, because ours is a very diverse country. Anywhere in the world, all the pockets are not same, but the knowledge that they get, it should be same and uniform and standardized as much as possible. The methods of evaluation should be as much objective as possible, and quality maintenance and upgrades. The quality of the education should be continuously improving. Now for this particular segment, that is imparting the knowledge directly to the students, these are some of the IT interventions. Most of you must be aware of this, and a lot has been spoken. There are e-learning tools, there are authoring tools, like Subramaniam mentioned, that it's not just digitizing the content, but also the way it is to be delivered. The content has to be imparted in certain method. There should be certain navigation, so certain sequence. So that is what will come from authoring tools. Then there are game-based learning, which is extremely creative and experience-oriented. Distance learning, online evaluations and certifications. You all must be knowing there are so many online tests, and you get evaluated then and there itself. There is content digitization, content broadcast and unicast, virtual classrooms and teachers training. These are some of the tools which are available in the market, and they are most of them are very easy to use. You can just download and actually try out. You will get 15 days, 10 days free copy, and very easy to pick up. Simulation and game-based learning actually gives you a real-time online experience. This is being used very effectively, and it can be used from pre-K to K-12. There are Texas Instruments chip-based pressure boards where the child can just press the picture and the picture will speak, and it will also the chip guides the child and takes him around the board on the different. Many of you must have already seen it. This PowerSim Studio, it actually provides you a platform to develop simulation games which are used for training in aviation and the engine room in the ships, and it has joystick, levers, and it gives you an experience of actually driving a ship. Then there are business simulations. These are mainly used in the management institutes and it is used by corporates. These are all very excellent quality. There are virtual classrooms which are actually, so the distance learning doesn't really become as distant, as it was in past, because the classroom is virtually wherever you are, and there are some of these Microsoft's live meeting, WebEx is being used very commonly, Gurukul Online, Blackboard. These are some of the where whatever content is there on the PC which is to be shared is actually shared, and the navigation and everything as if it is happening next to you. And at the same time there is a classroom scenario. You can see the student entering. The student can raise his hand if he wants to tell something to teacher. Teacher will give him permission and the student will speak. So it is that kind of real-time virtual classroom. Then there is content management. We have actually lot of content in India in the libraries and everywhere which first needs to be digitized. And as I said, for authoring it has to be again reformatted. You can repurpose the content, and there are actually end-to-end solutions for broadcasting this content where you can, it involves playout servers and things like that. An entire media plan for the entire day can be scheduled and it will run on its own. Like if you have a dedicated channel for education, you can have 8 to 9 certain content, 9 to, then there may be an interactive session in between. Everything will happen automatically. And the repurposing is like, sometimes, to give you an example, there are a lot of newspapers, they have, a lot of news items years after years about, say, sports or something. And if they want to later, start sports school or, sports magazine, or they want to conduct a sports quiz, they can actually take that content and repurpose it, reformat it, and reuse it for some other purpose. So this is very much achievable because of IT. Now that teachers themselves, it's a very, very important factor, and this is actually the current concern in India. Most of the states we are interacting, they are saying they are spending a lot of funds on teachers training, but actually the standard of municipal schools is deteriorating in most of the states. So actually the IT can help the states to evaluate the training programs, to freeze the parameters, measure the success of these programs, analyze the result, and actually revise and review the existing training programs, and also revise and review, maybe you need to launch new training programs and discontinue some of the existing programs. So all such decisions can be taken up using information technology. Now how this can be done, this is actually, we have one application, and this is just to illustrate that, for when you have computerized the school and you have all the data with you, you can actually fire the report for a particular year, for a particular school, for a particular teacher, for a particular class. Here the example is of reading, and you can actually have it in whichever order you want. For that student type, the student may be a regular student or student which requires additional help. And after you have got this type of report where you can see the actual scores of the students